The inflation issue, it's so hurtful for Biden, notwithstanding some other positive news about the economy, because people feel it, and it's everyone who feels it. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic class, people at the bottom, people in the middle, when they go shopping or they go to purchase any types of goods or services, gas up their automobile, get bills at home for their electricity and other utilities. Everybody feels this increase in inflation over the past few years, and it really crowds out any type of positive economic news that the Biden team tries to talk about, whether that's unemployment or annual GDP growth. So Biden really struggles, or his team really struggles with their messaging, and we saw that a lot tonight, or a few hours ago in the debate, where Trump kept returning to this inflation issue, and Biden didn't really have a good explanation or a good retort.
Right, and can you explain the significant difference in job growth between the Biden and Trump administrations?
Well, both of them did have stimulus measures, as you mentioned. For Trump, it came towards the end, and that was after a lot of job losses that were induced by the pandemic. During his administration, job growth wasn't bad, but it's been better under Biden because of this bounce back following the pandemic. And as you mentioned, there was a stimulus package. There's also the infrastructure spending package and the Inflation Reduction Act. So there's also a lot of stimulus measures from the Biden administration that did create jobs. If they're just looking at the gross number of jobs, then Biden probably has a good argument that he created more jobs. But again, we have to keep into account that the final year of the Trump administration is when the pandemic hit.
Right, and there's been a stronger GDP growth during the Biden presidency compared to Trump's period. What's behind that?
Well, the government spending certainly helps, and we have the infrastructure spending, we have the renewable energy spending that's in the Inflation Reduction Act. We also have a number of government programs to help people. Biden likes to talk about his student loan debt forgiveness program, and he mentioned that briefly during the debate as well. So there are a lot of things that are coming out of the government that are fueling economic growth. Is this sustainable? No, of course not. The United States is taking on way too much debt. That was a problem under Trump, and it's a problem under Biden. They also briefly talked about that during the debate as well. But this amount of government spending is certainly helpful for economic growth, for GDP growth, and the lower taxes which is something Trump could take credit for, the 2017 tax bill, but a lot of those tax cuts run out next year in 2025. So whoever is president next year is going to have to work with Congress to extend some of those tax cuts.